YouTube family, welcome back to another video with your boy Hey man. I'm gonna be reacting to some old Elvis. Somebody told me to react to Elvis Presley in the black community, and I'm gonna watch this, man, because it got some good views, and I know y'all been liking the Elvis, so I'm gonna keep doing it for y'all, right? So this should be a good video. And by the way, man, I kind of look off right now because my ring light that was right here on the computer broke, like the wire snapped. So I'm kind of using this, man. I'm trying to improvise, but it's not looking good, you know. But I'm gonna get a new ring light soon. The shit only $20. I'm gonna get it soon, but I'm gonna be like this for like the next 3 videos until I get some. But let me just start rambling. Let's just get into it, y'all.
I thought he was a very beautiful and still is.
I'm putting this on full blast because somebody said he couldn't hear the audio, so I'm blasting this shit.
Beautiful person, and his memory shall probably forever live on.
Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit. You ain't no friend of mine. There is no room in this city for the vulgar
Time out. Can I put?
performances of Elvis Presley.
It's shocking. I watched him gyrate his legs and swivel his hips. And our parent-teachers group feels he should not be on television.
We
What?
set up a 20-man committee to do away with this vulgar, animalistic, nigger rock and roll bar. Our committee will check with restaurant owners.
No way. No way. Cause just by looking at Elvis, bro, I ain't gonna lie, y'all might be mad at me, bro. I thought this dude was a racist, but that's my fault. I ain't know, but dang, I ain't know his own kind was on him like that, bro.
And the cafes to see what Presley records is on their machines, and then ask them to do away with them.
What?
You learned anything from the criticism level that you? No, I haven't. You haven't, huh? Because I don't feel that I'm doing anything wrong.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
I'm fucking with Elvis, man. That's crazy. I ain't know that.
Got to go. And go it does at KWK. We're all through playing rock and roll records. This week is record-breaking week here at KWK. And after this week, no more rock and roll will be played on the air.
The obscenity and vulgarity of the rock and roll music is obviously a means by which the white man, his children, can be driven to the level with the nigger. It is obviously nigger music.
Everybody mostly turned him down. And because first thing, he had Negroes' ways. This is what they didn't, really at that time, they didn't want to accept.
This could buy a black performance, and he, in essence, because of at that particular time, the kind of backwards mental capability that many people had as judging a person because...
I forgot this man was blind, bro. I was like, why is this? I was about to say this nigga. Bro, why is he moving like that? That's what I was thinking about. I'm like, oh, that's Stevie Wonder. What the fuck? My bad.
This somewhat still does exist.
He just...
But back then it was
I forgot bro was blind, bro.
He actually, because of and being a Caucasian brother, he was able to do away with that whole thing.
The 77-year-old Early Wright, a disc jockey at radio station WROX in Clarksdale for 45 years.
Hi there. Pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How do you do? This is your soul man to be with you until it gets through. I want you to stand by. Don't have no fear. Following Jay's show, should I play one like this one from out of here? Elvis Presley.
Elvis's songs still get good play on Wright's program among the blues, gospel, and jazz recordings that are its staples. It was almost 40 years ago when Elvis drove down to Clarksdale from Memphis with a record and asked him to play it.
And I had been playing his record, and I had never seen him before. And I was amazed to see him. When he introduced himself to being Elvis Presley, then I went all the pieces over. Then he and I started talking. I used to be the manager of a gospel group called the 4-Star Quartet. And I could listen to a man sing a hymn. I could listen to a man sometime talk. I did that. And I could pick him out whether he could fit in my group. And talking to Elvis Presley, I could see a great future in him.
It's no accident that Wright recognized Elvis's strong gospel roots. Here at the East Trade Baptist Church in Memphis, older members of the congregation remember Elvis joining in with the choir while in high school. These were rousing sessions led by the charismatic pastor, the Reverend W. Herbert Brewster.
Like most black people in the South, and to whose fruit God has pressed down a harp of 1,000 strings, it only needed tuning. Elvis's voice was that type of voice that agreed with the thought of Calvary. He had that kind of bent and inclination and attitude that suggested that God could use him. I gave the music a different approach, a new beat. I knew that it wasn't going to hurt if I said, "Must Jesus bear the cross alone," whether I've said with one beat, two beat, whether I've said it high or low. And I told them, "Come on in here and put your stuff together." They came in here, and it was a glorious experience, and Elvis was in that group.
Elvis came out with a style of his own, and it was very creative. And once he got into it, he got that feel, Elvis just took off like a late plane. And with Elvis doing this kind of music, gave an injection to black music that no other artist had ever done.
It was like an earthquake in my neighborhood. The whole place was shaking when he came on. And I said, how did a person possess that kind of power? That it even comes off the TV and grabbed me in this ghetto neighborhood.
Elvis took my tutti frutti, and I was very disgusted. But by him saying it, he really made it bigger and made me bigger.
During those days, if it was a white artist doing something, they would just say, they don't like our blacks and we don't like them either. He's nothing but a copycat. But Elvis Presley, when he came on, chicks was screaming and going crazy, and it was like an anthem neighborhood. And I said, this guy's got something going, man.
Elvis had something that made him sound like he truly meant it. And that's what made a lot of people like myself like him.
I think Elvis had lots of soul. He appealed to black people. And we had to have soul in order to do that.
I think there's ever been an artist that when his name went on the marquee, they knew he was coming. People came from all over the world. I never heard of that.
Elvis did a lot of stuff that, rappers do these days.
He had to bling. You gotta have a bling when you come in.
Swaggy too.
He had the bling.
Swaggy.
He had Cadillac.
Crispy.
He had like a gangster. As the snow flies
Elvis had that shit on him, bro.
Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto.
The song also.
It's like, bro, like I always seen pictures of him everywhere, but he always had that shit on. I just ain't never like took my time to sit down and listen to his music. It's like I hear like samples of his songs, but I really never, listen to him. I just saw how the way he dressed, and I just heard how the way he died. That's the only way I knew about Elvis,
people
bro.
who've only met
honest.
Elvis through his songs.
They was talking about the hood. They talking about where we come from.
Paul Beauregard and Jordan Houston are the Oscar-winning rap duo 3-6 Mafia. They grew up just 2 blocks from Graceland in one of Memphis's poorest neighborhoods.
I want CD Scratcher. My mom used to always listen to a song when I was young. They talk about, things that she went through. She had like, my mom had a bunch of kids, like 9 kids.
Damn.
That's how you get somebody to listen to your song. You talk about what they know about, what they want to hear. And she knew about the ghetto.
9 kids is crazy.
Ghetto.
And his mama cries. But if there's one thing she don't need, it's another hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto.
After we find the part on the record that
we just read to that
into the drum machine or the keyboard, that way we can loop it. Like
my first line says, "First I'm broke, so I hang out with the rat and roach. It's still broke, so I'm sleeping on apartment floors." So it's just like the struggle, what's going on in the hood. First I'm broke, so I hang out with the rat and roach. It's still broke, so I'm sleeping on apartment floors. And I was off beat, but it's all good because it's on TV. maybe do some edits, make me look cool. Maybe put my name in the credits.
we have all that
Yeah.
ready. You know, we load it into the drum set and then.
Hiya! So he starts to roam the streets at night, and he learns how to steal, and he learns how to fight. And the survival is everyday time.
That's a hard ass sample. What the? I never heard this.
For the man wearing the mask. I say you might get stuck if you in the hood looking like it came up. We ride old
That bitch hard.
right beside a player hill. It ain't bad as it seems. Still stay by looking so clean. First I'm broke, so I hang out with the ratty roach. And still broke, cause I'm sleeping on the pocket floors. The drugs get up, kick when they smoke the brick. I never seen a drug dealer ever call it quits. The good struggle is to make it, gotta get the change.
What the fuck? Bro. I used to listen to 3 6 Mafia. I never heard this song. What the fuck? Bro, my people never played this, bro. This bitch hard. I gotta see if this is a real song or not, bro. That sample hard, bro.
The same God that made you made him too. These men with broken hearts.
Real shit.
During the 60s and early 70s, when tensions between blacks and whites were at an all-time high, Elvis demonstrated his desire for racial reconciliation in the musicians that he chose and the treatment they received.
When we first decided to take the gig with Elvis, we had no idea that there would be any racial flack regarding it. Our first racial encounter was when we went to Texas. Elvis was told by his people that, well, you can leave the black girls home. You don't have to bring them. So Elvis wasn't going to do the Astrodome unless his girls could be with him. And he demanded that we be given the star treatment. We had to be in our convertible where everybody could see us. And our little blonde could drive us. And that was his statement. You don't like it? Deal with it, or I'm not going to be there. And I thought that was very big of him.
When I joined the group,
damn, I ain't know Elvis roll like that.
They took a big chance because there were no blacks in contemporary or Southern gospel music, and I was the first one, and it made all the headlines and everything. It was in Billboard and all the newspapers in Tennessee. And my first time meeting Elvis was he had a folder full of clippings of things that he had read about me. As a matter of fact, the Imperials brought me to his suite, and he gave me this folder with all the clippings, and he personally welcomed me into the family. And for a guy who, you know, didn't really know where he stood, this was very important that he acknowledged my presence and, you know, made me feel very much a part of what we were all doing. And right away, he treated me like he'd known me for years. He gave me one of those TCB chains and everything, and I was just one of the guys, and I never forgot that.
And I've been around him with other people of color, and I've only seen him give love. He was very generous to people that he didn't even know. You didn't have to be of any racial persuasion for him to love you.
And you know how rumors get started when there's a big star or something. The people will start rumors. Well, he doesn't like this kind of people, or he doesn't like those people or that people. And I never got that from him.
But, you know, Elvis is a whole other thing. It's just, I think it's scary to even be compared to people in that, like, you know, I mean, because he's such a big talent, and in his absence, of course, he's bigger than in his presence. And music marks time, so in this time period, what Elvis was to his period would be something totally different. But I think rock and roll, I mean, what you brought to Vegas is more than rock and roll. I mean, I think there's just so much going on out here on the entertainment front. Like right now, you'll see the likes of Celine Dion and Tony Braxton. It's a lot going out here. You know what I mean? As far as rock and roll is concerned, it's great. I mean, Elvis Presley was able to do things that haven't been able to be duplicated to this day.
Black American music influenced Elvis. The fact that people said, well, he's the king of it all, king of rock and roll, was a slap in the face to those that made the music possible in the first place. Not to say he wasn't brilliant. I think he was a fantastic, talented singer.
I don't think he ripped them off. I think once something has been exposed, anyone can add or take from it. You know, he was just so great, so popular, so hot, so anything that he played, it became a hit. To me, they didn't make a mistake when they called him the king.
The only thing I want to know, was he my friend? Did I enjoy him as a performer? Did he give the world of entertainment something? Yes, on all counts. And that's the name of that tune.
He was a bundle of energy set to music. And that echo will never die.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Shit, man. Y'all enjoy this video. Give this video a like, comment, and subscribe for your boy Haim, man. I love y'all. See you on the next one. Peace.